Good afternoon, Mrs. Yon-Courtin, and many thanks for accepting this interview, and I hope you're doing well. As a first question this afternoon, I would like to ask you, in your capacity of member of the European Parliament and member of the EPFSF Steering Committee, what is the role of the EPFSF and why is it an important platform to you?
Good afternoon. Thanks for inviting me. I believe that the EPFSF is a very important platform for different reasons. First, because having the means and resources for financing our union's objectives should be among the first conversations we have. We need to make sure we fulfill our ambitions and answer the needs and expectations of European citizens. The second reason is because on these technical matters, we need to have a real proper dialogue with the industry and the civil society to make the right decisions as policymakers. And last but not least, we need to make these matters more understandable for every citizen. So a platform like the EPSFS can help to do that.
Thank you. Now another question on the war in Ukraine, which was also on the agenda this morning of the Econ meeting. So the war in Ukraine has been an external shock with severe and increasing repercussions across Europe, notably on inflation, supply chains, and energy prices. What is your view of the situation in Ukraine? And is there any message you would like to address to Europe's financial sector specifically?
Yes, well, before anything else, I'd like to express my solidarity to the Ukrainian people and the Ukrainian civilian and soldiers who are fighting for their life. I am proud that in front of this crisis, once again, the Union showed unity by taking a number of difficult but necessary, I believe, actions against Russia. Coming back to your question, the war in Ukraine clearly showed our dependency to Russian fossil fuel, and it triggered a number of economic effects for European countries. As for the financial system, we need to be careful not to draw conclusions too quickly. As recently highlighted by the IMF, there is a need to make sure the financial system stays resilient and watch out for unintended consequences of the conflict. The latest ECB financial stability review has also stressed the increase of financial stability risks due to the war. So to sum up, I think the financial system has and will have to deal with the necessary consequences of the decision that we, as politicians, needed to take to show our support, real one, to Ukraine and try to stop the war as soon as possible.
Thank you. On another topic, since Brexit, there is a renewed emphasis on deepening European capital markets and advancing the CMU agenda, which is, of course, far from finalized. What will be the greatest contribution of this legislature? Which, among the current initiatives, do you think will be most effective?
Well, the CMU, the Capital Markets Union, has been a flagship initiative of the Union since almost a decade now. And I agree with what Mr. Berrigan said at the last CMU high-level conference, that there is no silver bullet to make it a reality. So the issue of the size and fragmentation of European capital markets remains in the aftermath of Brexit, with a too high proportion of banking financing. This leads to a lack of access to the markets for a number of businesses depending on their size or the maturity and nature of their economic activities. And I remain convinced that this project will go further in the upcoming months through, for example, the upcoming retail investment strategy or the proposal on listening requirements to make the access to the markets for retail investors or for SMEs easier.
Thank you very much. A very last question for you. Are you satisfied on the way the EPFSF is working
I'm
today?
not telling no. Of course, I deeply believe in the need for dialogue, for the need in pedagogy towards European citizens on these economic and crucial financial matters. And they can seem very technical, but have so many concrete effects on their lives. And I will always support the work of the EPFSF because it contributes to evidence-based policy making for the benefit of society as a whole, for the benefit of all of us. So thank you very much.
Many thanks, Mrs. Yon-Courtin, for sharing your views with us this afternoon. And on behalf of the EPFSF Administrative Committee, I wish you all the best and good luck for your work.
Thank you very much.